everybody, Clint Searcy with you again, and I wanted to take a minute to update you on the Gibson SG Special back there, the faded Special. My wife bought me that guitar a couple of years ago. You might have seen my other video kind of demonstrating it. I've done a lot of modifications to it since then. The most dramatic is the installation of a StetsBar tremolo vibrato bridge system. These are direct replacement bridges for this guitar. If you've got a Gibson style guitar with a stop bar tune-o-matic bridge, you can install this tremolo without having to do any routing or anything like that. So it allows you to have a tremolo bridge on your guitar, and if you change your mind later and you want to switch it back to a tune-o-matic hardtail, I guess, you can do that. Or if you have an old vintage guitar and you don't want to chop holes in it, but you'd like to have a vibrato system that's got a little more travel to it, well, a lot more travel to it than a Bigsby, say, this is the bridge for you. I've tried it out quite a bit. It's got a really nice, if you like to use a Bigsby type effect for clean sounds, it sounds like this. Now it'll do a lot more crazy stuff too. It's not quite as nuts as a Floyd Rose. It doesn't have that dramatic pitch bend, but it is pretty dramatic. It'll go really crazy. I'm not the craziest tremolo guy in the world, but here's me going crazy. As far as the tone of the guitar, if it's changed the tone at all, it's been for the better. I love the sound of this guitar, and I did a full write-up on how this bridge is installed and a couple of issues that I ran into with it, a full review on my blog. And if you'll click the link down there in the description, that'll take you straight to my blog page that's given a full write-up and kind of some instructions on how to install this on an SG. Conceptually, it's a pretty different design. It works by moving the bridge, the actual saddles of the bridge, forwards and backwards on a set of rollers, which is a lot different than a Floyd Rose, which is a fulcrum type tremolo, or a Bigsby, which just relaxes the tension on the other side. And that's where a lot of the tuning instability on a Bigsby comes from. This guitar is infinitely more stable. I have done nothing to it other than put a little graphite, pencil lead, and a little lubrication on the nut, and put us a new set of strings on it. That's it. It doesn't have locking tuners, it doesn't have a roller nut, it doesn't have a graphite nut. I probably am going to put a graphite nut on it next time I change strings, just because I'd like a little more tuning stability. It's very stable. It's not perfect. The G string does bind every once in a while on the nut, so I'm going to go ahead and put a new nut on it. But that's not a problem with the bridge. That's a problem with the nut. The whole rig for me shipped to my house was $250, which I think is a good deal if you're trying to preserve the value of a guitar like a Gibson or an old Guild or something like that. I think it looks really cool. It can be set up as a floating type bridge or a down-only bridge, like the Eddie Van Halen style of just letting it go down. Setting it as a down-only does help the tuning stability a little bit. I've set mine up as a floating bridge because that's the way I wanted it. Hello, how you doing? Checking out the new webcam.
get that. The Alfie pedal too, check this out.